In this video, I'm going to talk about data location for Microsoft Cloud. Now, a quite common questions get asked by IT admin or people who are actually concerned about the data is where is your data located? Now, there are different clouds in Microsoft, like there's Microsoft 365 Cloud, there's Microsoft Azure, Dynamics 365, Power Platform Cloud. Now, where are all your data get stored? Okay, so that's a basic question. Now data can be stored in various form, and also there are three different aspects. Like one is the data stored at rest, data in transit, data residency, okay, and sovereignty of the data. Now I'm in Microsoft 365 admin center. Now if I want to know where my data is actually located, then I need to navigate to Microsoft 365 admin center, go into the settings and go to org settings. And here, under organization profile, I will be able to see where my data is located. So this is a section called as data location. It says see where Microsoft stores your data for each services you use. Now remember, this is only Microsoft 365 related services. Now for this specific trial tenant, you can see that the data exchange online is stored in geography, Asia Pacific, Exchange Online Protection, Asia Pacific, Microsoft Teams, Asia Pacific, OneDrive, SharePoint, Viva Connections, Viva Topics. All this are located in Asia Pacific except for Viva Topics. Viva Topics is not yet configured in my tenant, and that's why it is not showing you over here. Okay, so if you clearly read through this, it says that your tenant is eligible to purchase advanced data residency add-on. Like if I purchase that add-on, then it provides data residency commitment and allows data migration of specific data address to a local regional geography. So if I want to store all this data in Australia location or maybe US location, then I can purchase this add-on and then I can move my services around those areas. Okay, so that's about Microsoft 365 Cloud. What about Power Platform? So if I navigate to Power Platform Admin Center and if I navigate to environments, now remember in Power Platform the container is basically an environment. So if you navigate to any of the environment, if you see over here, like it says some of the environments are in Asia, some are in the United States, and some of them in preview United States. Okay, so if I navigate to one of my environment, if I go into the detailed view of that environment, uh, I can see that this is region United States. Okay. Now, if I go and edit, say if I say I don't want to store it in United States, let me store it in say Australia location. There is no option to change that. So that means once an environment is provisioned, you cannot change its region. Okay. Now, where do you set the region? Okay. So again, going back to environment, if I click on new, so if I want to provision new environment, then this is the place whereby I can specify where the environment should be created in which region. Now, if you see the region list, it has lot of drop down value. It is not specific to a country, but if you see there are some countries like say Australia, India, Japan, Canada, UK, South America, sorry, France. Now, South America is a region. It comprises of many countries. Asia is again a region. Europe is again a region. So like this, if you see, you can select the region and then you can provision your environment. Now it is always beneficial to create an environment near to your local region, okay, if it is not available. So for me, the best option is to create an environment in the Australia region. So that's about Power Platform. Now, if you go to Azure DevOps, now if you provision like dev.azure.com and then if you provision Azure DevOps, now if you navigate to the organization settings and under overview, you can find that there is a geography and then there is a region. Okay, so it clearly mentions that where your Azure DevOps source code or the entire organization which you are going to provision a project through gets stored. Okay, so this is the geography for me. This Azure DevOps organization is geography Australia and region is Australia East. Okay, so this also gives me an indication where my source code or where my repository would be stored. uh, there is a nice Power BI report, which is provisioned and hosted at msid.powerbi.com. Now, I just got hold of this. Now, this Power BI report will also give you some information on the Azure Active Directory services. Okay. Now, where your data is located. Okay. So, if you see this map, how to read this map is I'll show you. Now, you can go through this content. I'll share this URL. Now, if you want this URL, yeah, do let me know and then I can share this URL with you. Now, if you read this map correctly, like I'm just scrolling this information, and then if I'm scrolling this visual, uh, this is a map of the world, and here you can select your geography. Now, if I select the geography as Africa, Asia, Pacific, Australia, Asia government, Brazil, Canada, so there's a lot of geo. If I select, say, United Arab Emirates, okay, then I can see that there are like various dots over here. And if you select some of the AAD service, like say if you want to see Azure Active Directory directory management, then it will tell you that for a geo UAE, the AAD location is Ireland and Netherlands. Okay. Similarly, if I select Australia, then I can see that the AED directory management service is located in California, Hong Kong, Iowa, Ireland, Netherlands, Singapore, Virginia. It can be any of this location. Okay. Now I've selected Geo as Australia, but then the service is hosted in different location. Can be hosted in different location. Now if I select say another service like say B2B and B2C, then you can see that the list has expanded now, and then you can explore where the data might be stored. So this is a good indication for you to check where those Azure Active Directory related services get provision, because this is not a straightforward thing, because some of the services are still hosted in the United States. And if you are really concerned about your data moving across different regions, different geography, whether it's just for authentication or authorization or maybe MFA related services, then this is a good tool to find information about where your data is located. Okay, so there are many other things. I'm not going to go through this. Now, the next part is Microsoft Azure. Okay, so in Microsoft Azure, so let me open an Azure over here. So this is my one of my Azure tenant. So now I have created a resource group. Now here, when you create a resource group, it clearly shows you the location like Australia East. Okay, so if I go inside this resource group, then I can find out that this particular location is Australia East for this resource group. And then there are other services which are part of this resource group. They can get stored in different location. Okay, some are Australia East and some are global as well. So if you see application insights action group, this is location as global. App Insights availability test is in Australia East. Anomaly Smart Detector rule is global, and App Insight service application insight is Australia East. So this is how you actually come to know where your data is stored. So not necessarily if your resource group is in one location, you can't create other resources within that resource group in different location. No, you can do that. And this is just a classic example of if the location is Australia East, then I can have other resources in different geographies as well. Okay, so there is also a datacenters.microsoft.com Globe Explorer. So if you navigate to this URL, then Microsoft has provided you a nice visual of all the data centers and geographies related to Azure Global Infrastructure, where how the data centers are structured, what it contains, those kind of information. So if you see this globe, this is like a nice visual interface, and then you can play around with it as well. If you want to zoom, you can zoom from here, and you can actually see the whole data center, how it is structured. So there are various legends. So let me go into say maybe one of the sections, say maybe Australia over here. Okay, now here if you see this dot, okay, if I click on it, then it will tell me this is a pop, this is point of presence. Okay, and this is location is geography, and Malaga is Australia. The diamond shape is the actual geography, which clearly mentioned that the regions are three available regions and one sustainability projects. And here, if I actually go into one of the region, now this has a region with availability zone. It is located in New South Wales. And when it was opened, how the availability zones are placed, what all disaster recovery things it contains. And I can navigate to Australia Central, and I can even navigate to Australia Southeast as well. Now, if I want to see what's there with our neighbor, New Zealand, so New Zealand has one geography, one coming soon. So it gives you that indication that what all things are coming in the future. And it says New Zealand North is the announced region with availability zone. So, like this, you can explore this globe. Now, if you slowly scroll down, and if you just scroll, so here you'll see a lot of information across the globe. So this is basically United States. So if I click on United States is a lot of region with availability zone, and there are some indication that this one, like it says, it's a wind project. Okay, it's a sustainability project. So all this gets powered by solar or wind or actual electric power. So all this information can be scanned through this particular map. Now this is Azure Public MEC with AT&T Edge Zone at Dallas. So this also gives you an indication of how the networks are placed, and what all products it contains, like the virtual machine, the scale set, the VN, the disk storage. And if you click on this icon over here, it's a West US location. And if you just scroll over here you will see other solar related projects, which is powering the data center. So you can explore through this globe and try to find out how your where your data is actually getting stored. Okay, now here this is a nice legend which will give you an information, like whatever you want you can tick on and off, like if you want to see the edge zones or pop or regions or geographies or ground stations, or how the sustainability is being used by Microsoft. And then region filter, like if you want to see from a compliance perspective, if you want to see from a global compliance perspective, then you can see whole bunch of ISO certs, SOC certs, and WCAG 2.0, and you can see various global compliance, industry compliance, regional compliance, disaster recovery options, sustainability features, zero waste certified, availability zone presence, which is available, which is coming soon, which is not available. Like that, you can explore through this data centers map. Okay. Now, if you want to know more about other things, like where your Azure services are located, or if you're planning for your Azure services, and if you want to know whether for your specific region whether the services exist or not, then you can navigate to azure.microsoft.com and search for products available by region. And here you can start searching for product. Okay, so I've already did some search. So if you want to search for, say, Azure SQL, okay, then here you can search for Azure SQL database, and then it will show you based on the region selection. Okay, so if I have selected Australia, Brazil, Canada over here, I can actually see where is Azure SQL database services available. Okay, so it is there in most of the geography, but if you are searching for something, some new services, then most of them may not be available in all the region except for the US. Okay, and also you can see with a nice legend called as generally available, in preview, future availability. So like this, you can plan your Azure infrastructure based on the data location. Then there's datacenters.microsoft.com. Here you can explore various data centers, how they are utilizing, how secure it is, what are the availability zones, how the backup, and how resilient is your data center. So those all information can be explored through this website. Trust center is where again it talks about data residency, stringent security for the data centers, and here you can explore service by service. Okay, like if you want to search for Dynamics 365, or you want to search for Power Platform or Microsoft Azure, you can go into each and every hyperlink, and you can go into the details of the data residency and transfer policy related to Microsoft services. And again, this is the same thing. This is specifically a trust center data location. And you can also explore various GDPR compliance. You can select the geography. You can see for a specific geography, like for United States, or maybe if I select, say, India. Okay, Now, where are the data centers, where it is located, and whether it is available to all customers or partners, or it is specific to government. So if I select, say, United States over here, then it says that East US is coming soon, and these are other data centers which are located in different states. Okay, and data is stored at rest in the United States. If I navigate to, say, Japan, then there are two data centers and all are available to customers and partners. If I go to Germany, then here you will see a bit different, like all the locations are there, but then only the West Central is available to customers and partners. Rest all is, it depends on if you buy the Cloud Germany sovereign plan, and this is Germany North is Germany West Central customers requiring in-country disaster recovery. So if you want to plan up your Azure infrastructure, this is a good hands-on information provided by Microsoft to assess the information where your data will be stored, how compliant it is, what are the different products available within that geo. So that's it, folks. This is a basic introduction about where your data is located, how to identify the data location, how to see the region, because this is very much important before you even provision your service. Because once you create the service, it is quite difficult to shift back to a different data center or different geography or different location or different region. So this knowledge is pretty much important for all the infrastructure or architects who would like to plan the tenant for Dynamics 365, Power Platform, Microsoft Azure, Microsoft 365. So that's it, folks. Thanks for watching.